Hello everyone. At the start I wasn't going to make a video about the PRX because there are so many nice videos out there already, but I'm doing it now because I still feel there are some questions left not answered with enough certainty for resident buyers to make a decision. At least this is what I faced when I was about to purchase this watch. Also, with the release of the smaller version, I thought it is more relevant now than ever to make this review. Let's go through the questions first and get them out of the way. So, which color should you get? Blue, with no hesitation. At least in the Quartz version, there is no other color that looks better than the blue one. Second question, which size should I get? Get the 40mm. Speaking the guy who sold his Datejust 41 to get the 36mm instead and couldn't be happier with that decision. My wrist is 6.75 inch and I love how this watch looks and wears. It doesn't look big, it looks masculine and elegant. I believe the 35mm version is directed more for women. Third question, shall I go quartz or automatic? Here's the thing, only get the automatic if it's going to be your first automatic watch, or it happened that you are in love with the waffle dial. Other than that, just get the quartz. It's cheaper and the dial is as beautiful or even better, in my opinion, than the one in the automatic. Let me explain. Blue dials are very tricky to manufacture. I noticed that blue dials doesn't look really well in most affordable watches, except a few examples. Add to that pattern and it's even more complex. No wonder that two of the most well-known luxury watches from Audemars Piguet and Patek Philippe comes in blue, the Royal Oak and the Nautilus, because it's a way to show off their craftsmanship that others won't be able to match. When I checked the Powermatic 80 at the 80, I noticed what has been already mentioned on the internet, that the waffle dial can look a bit dull in certain light, and since I don't have any quartz watch in my collection, I decided to get it and I have zero regrets. This watch keeps surprising me every day I wear it because of how dynamic this dial is and many other reasons. So let's start the review to show you how, in my opinion, this is the most refreshing release since like ever. What can I say? Beautiful is an understatement. A design that looks vintage and futuristic at the same time. The brushing on the top and the sides is amazing. The polished line on the side of the case is the cherry on the cake. The sharp edges are clean and elegant. Add to that the polished bezel and you get an overall stunning look. The case back is flat, with clean and simple text mentioning the sapphire crystal, the 100-meter water resistant, serial numbers and the brand. A signed crown and an overall look that does not look like a $350 watch. The dial color is amazing, and if you are confused which color to get, as mentioned, just get the blue, you will not regret it. It's the most special color in the collection, and it is very dynamic and looks different in various lighting conditions. It never fails to impress me every time I wear it. The text on the dial is simple, with PRX written in a clean white font, and Tissot 1853 at the top. A white date wheel that matches the color of the dial, with a font size that my eyes does not need yet a Cyclops for, and Swiss made at the bottom of the dial. The hands are polished with a brushed groove in the middle where the lume is placed. Let's take a look at the lume, which is one of the weak spots of this watch. It's only visible on the hands, which fades away very quickly anyways. The dial, if not compared to anything, looks perfect. Until one day, I held it beside my Sarb 033 from Seiko, and I immediately noticed the shortcoming. The Sarb dial looks more expensive and of higher quality, but still the Tissot looks so good in its own way. This is even more clear in the automatic version with the waffle dial. Waffle dial is tricky to make. although I respect Tissot for doing it. But it's not the perfect execution, especially when you compare it to something in a higher price range and you start to realize the differences. This is my second tip for you. If you are confused between the Quartz and the automatic, get the Quartz for the clean dial. The bracelet, I will say it straight ahead. It looks great and feels great. It sings with light. It confirms to your wrist and makes the watch very comfortable. It has half links, which I already used here to get a comfort fit. It's held to the watch using a quick release spring, which can be helpful if you would like to change the bracelet along the way. The links are held together by simple pins, which I don't mind at all. The bracelet is completely brushed, but polished at the end of each link, which helps again reflect the light and makes the watch looks more expensive than its price tag. A butterfly clasp with the laser etched logo. Things to improve is maybe to add a polished edge on the sides of the links here. And this is what you will find on luxury watches following this design. And maybe replace the pins with screws, but I don't really mind the pins. Other than that, it's perfect. Some people talked about how it extends the lug-to-lug of the watch to 51mm, but this is simply not accurate. The lug-to-lug is 44mm, and the first link of the bracelet already starts the curve down to conforms to your wrist. They are not straight, and in this case I find them not adding to the overall lug-to-lug dimension. I was skeptical whether to get this version or wait for the smaller one. That's because I have a small 6.75-inch wrist and I prefer smaller watches in general, between 36mm and 41. And this PRX wears great with no issues at all. So for small wrist guys, if you are above 6.5 inch, don't hesitate and get the 40mm version, which in my opinion looks better and looks more masculine on the wrist. A Quartz set it and forget it movement. It's the only Quartz watch I have in my collection now. I love it and I appreciate it. It's always ready for action, always accurate, even if I haven't shown it love for days, weeks, or even for 5 years, which is the lifetime of the battery installed. It will still be ready and waiting patiently. And even if the battery dies, it's a simple swap. You open the case back and install the new battery. It's that simple. Maybe I'll show it in another video, but you can find videos on YouTube showing you how to do it. One issue with this movement, however, which is the second hand. It does not align perfectly and it doesn't tick all the second markers. So check the watch in person and choose the one that is accepted to you. I have not seen yet a PRX that has a perfect second hand. I checked 4 pieces with no success. Although a Tissot Quartz I bought 10 years ago didn't have this problem. Not sure what happened here, but they must have used a cheaper movement to reduce the cost. And I don't mind it anyways. It is no secret by now that I am a huge fan of the PRX, especially the Quartz version. What I love more than the watch is the idea. The idea that people do not need to pay more than $10,000 to enjoy a watch with integrated bracelet that actually looks good. We watch fans deserve, me included, to wear a watch that of a unique design, that looks beautiful and reliable from a reputable brand with heritage, that also has the vibes of much more expensive watches from respectable manufacturers like Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet. This watch actually reminds me of a Zenith watch, a Zenith Defy, more than any other version of the other luxurious brands. That's why I'm grateful to Tissot for this release. For this, thank you Tissot. But not thanking you for charging above $2,000 for the new chronograph. In the end, I hope this video will help you with your decision. Let me know if you have any other questions in the comments. I will make sure to reply in timely manner. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this, and stay safe.